Are you guys running a weapon light on your pistol or rifle? If not, why not? Let me know in the comments below. But in today's video, I want to go over why you might want to start running a weapon mounted light and the right way to mount it and the whole setup. We're also going to do a complete unboxing of the ProTac HLX laser gun light, which I am now running on my Daniel Defense rifle. What's up, preppers? I'm the community prepper. Like always, thank you for watching my channel. Also, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, but only if you've gotten some valuable information from it. And please consider subscribing to my channel if you like videos about prepping, firearms, product reviews, and all other topics prepping related. So in today's video, I will be going over all of the pros and cons of running a weapon mounted light, and how to properly install and position your light on your weapon for optimal use. For some of you, this video will be pretty basic, but for some new to firearms, it may be beneficial. Remember, we all started somewhere, and we were all newbies to firearms at one point in time. Also, stay with me to the end to find out some interesting information about searching and clearing your home. Basically, there is only one pro of running a light, and that is you cannot shoot what you cannot see. If it is dark, you need to be sure of what you are shooting at is your actual target. One of the basic rules of firearms is that you are solely responsible as to where every bullet goes after it leaves your gun. That being said, when weighed against the cons of running a light, that single check in the pro column probably outweighs all of the negative aspects. Now let's go over a list of the negatives and explore how much of a negative they actually might be. Most of these are obvious, but there are maybe one or two you haven't thought of. The first negative is a light could give away your location. Now this is situational, but if trying to remain unseen, a blinding light will let your attackers know your exact location. There's not a whole lot of ways of around this short of using night vision scopes or night vision goggles. Second, too bright of a light can actually be counterproductive. Imagine if you pointed a light at a white or reflective surface or a wall. That light will reflect back into your eyes. Now imagine moving into a room that may be pitch black. You might be temporarily blinded and have that image memory for a period of time burned into your eyes. Brighter doesn't always mean better. Of course, this is circumstantial, but coming from a defensive use of force, most encounters will be at very close proximity. The other school of thought is you should be able to see as far as you can engage a target with your weapon. The final decision is yours to make, but I prefer a 1000 lumen light. It can illuminate closer objects without overkill, and will also allow you to see targets at about 100 yards with relative ease. The third con, the light can add weight to your weapon. Now for most of us, we'll probably be never hiking 5 clicks or holding our firearms for an extended period of time. Be realistic. Most of us have weapons to shoot at the range and for home defense. An added few ounces on the end of your rifle or pistol shouldn't hinder our mobility. If an extra 10 ounces affects your ability to carry a gun, perhaps it's time to join the gym or do some push-ups. Part of prepping is also prepping your body to do tasks that might be more difficult without the use of electricity or modern appliances. Yes, I understand that adding lights and scopes to your gun make it heavier, but unless you're going on a 3-day hunt, you're not really going to feel a measly 10 ounces when you're at the range or clearing your property. But in all seriousness, if 10 ounces concerns you, consider evaluating your physical fitness abilities. The final issue with a weapon-mounted light is that you may need it on when searching an area. If we go back to the basic rules of firearm safety, it states, never point the gun at anything you do not wish to destroy. That being said, we might be in different times and situations when you are certain that an intruder has entered your home or property. The threat may already be on site, and for you to use your gun light to search might not be a cardinal sin at this point. Again, there are many situations where the use of your light will be circumstantial, and you'll need to judge if turning on your weapon-mounted light is needed. Okay. We've gone over the main pro and some of the cons about a weapon-mounted light. Now let's discuss where and how to mount it. For right-handed shooters, it is best to mount the light on the right side of your rifle in the 3 o'clock position. When shooting your rifle, you will be lining up your right eye With the sights, a big optic sitting on the left side can block of what you might see when you're lining up on that target. Now, I am a right-handed shooter, but I am left-eye dominant. I've trained from the start to always shoot with both eyes open to see possible multiple threats. Closing one eye when you shoot will eliminate exactly half of your field of view. Train how you like, this is only my opinion. Next, you'll want to mount your light as forward as possible on your weapon, as close to the front of the barrel as possible. If your light is mounted too far back, you can cast a shadow from your weapon to the left side of your vision, causing a blind spot. If you have some sort of muzzle brake, move it back just a bit so your light won't be damaged by the pressure being dispersed when shot. If running a weapon suppressed, you may be tempted to run the light on the lower in the 6 o'clock position or up top on the 12 o'clock position. This is up to you. It may interfere with your front grip on the rifle, and if you're shooting prone, consider grass and other objects that can cause a shadow. Furthermore, you can mount a light in the 12 o'clock position. Just make sure it doesn't interfere with your optics. Now, a quick shout out to preparedbee.com for providing me with this Streamlight rail-mounted light for today's video. Preparedbee.com sells premium prepping gear for all of your needs. And if you use the promo code CommunityPrepper, all one word, you'll get 10% off of your entire order and free shipping on all orders over $50. Preparedbee.com, the link will be in the description below. Now let's talk about the Streamlight ProTac rail mount HLX laser. Everyone should be familiar with Streamlight as one of the best manufacturers in the industry when it comes to flashlights. When I wanted to make this video, I specifically chose this light to review, and Prepared Bee did send it to me free of charge. But I only review products I have personally used and researched before I pass them on to you. I would never recommend a tool that I didn't personally use and think was a quality product. All right, so let's move this rifle aside, and the rifle is clear. And what I'm going to do is do a quick unboxing of the Streamlight. So out of the box, what you will get is the Streamlight, and it does have the Picatinny rail mount already attached to it. It does come with one of these big bad boys. It's a rechargeable Streamlight battery. Now, if you wanted to, in place of the rechargeable battery, you can run two CR123 batteries. Good to have in your pack in case you run out of juice and you don't have the rechargeable. You can always pop those in. Next, we get a couple of stickers. Streamlight 50-year anniversary, pretty cool. All right, this is the tail cap and the pressure pad switch. It comes with two different tail caps. One is if you just wanted to mount it or use it like a normal flashlight. It has the laser and it has the light options on the back. Now this is what I will be mounting, and this is the pad that I am going to mount on the rail of my Picatinny rail, and this will replace the end cap in this. Comes with a couple of zip ties to zip it to your rail. Now these are plastic, and my only concern is how hot your rails can get if these will melt. That's something we'll have to address down the road. This looks like a little sticky pad that you can use instead of mounting it to the provided rails that will attach to your Picatinny rail system, and then the pad will slide in like so. We'll demonstrate that later. So that's a quick unboxing. I'm going to get rid of everything I am not going to use. And what we're going to do is we're going to mount the light onto the rail system now. Now I will put the battery in first. And I'm going to unscrew that tail cap all the way, take it off, and I'm actually going to use the pressure mounted one. So we can screw that on. As you see, the battery went on. So it is flat side of the battery, flat side up. And I'm going to leave this off for one reason, and I'll show you why. We are going to mount this last. The first thing we're going to do is mount the pressure pad. The reason is, when you mount the pressure pad and you try to put this on the end cap, look what's happening to your wire. It's going to get all kinked up. So what we're going to do is mount this first, then we're going to screw it onto the flashlight, then mount the flashlight. So here we go. First thing you're going to need is your two little Picatinny rail mounts. They really can go on only one way. Now I'm going to show this for the camera above, but what we are going to do is mount it so that the button is in the forward part of your rifle. And the way we're going to do that is we're sliding it into this, we're sliding it into the back one, and then we will mount this to our Picatinny rail. So it is going to sit like that on top of the rail. So again, when I want this light mounted, I'm going to want it somewhere in the neighborhood of probably just flush with the end of the rail, maybe a little bit forward, but nowhere near the muzzle brake that I do have on the end here. Maybe about an inch, half an inch back. All right, so we're going to mount the pressure pad on first. Well, let's just let this hang. First thing you want to do is take your one that goes in the front. You'll see there's like kind of a little taper towards the end. So we're going to mount that up front right here, and it really only fits in one way on your Picatinny rail. So it goes flush, it goes in pretty easy like that. The front's in. Now I'm going to pick up the back a little bit, slide it over the pressure pad. Then I'm going to work the rail mount in until it's seated correctly on the Picatinny rail. This takes a little bit of fumbling and bumbling, but it snaps in like that. So there we are. Next, we're going to take our light with the battery in, flat side up, and we're going to come over and we're going to screw this on first. Because if I were to do all of these rotations before it's mounted, you'd get a big kink in that wire. So now we have this free, nice and secure, and we're going to mount this somewhere right around there. And then this is pretty simple. I'll turn it so you can see. Once it's mounted on the rail, you just adjust the bottom and hand tighten. So we're almost done. So now, when I'm holding the rifle to shoot, you can press the pad for a temporary on-off, or you can press the front button for it to stay on and to go off. So if you're searching or whatever and you just want to look at something quick, there you go. But if you're using it as a light, you can have it always on like that. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to manage these wires here, because it looks a little squonky with it sticking up like that. You don't want it to catch. So we're going to use some zip ties to secure this wire to the rail to keep it out of the way. A few tips. The way a zip tie goes is through the back so that the fat part is facing out. And also, you want to bend these. Give it a little bend, because fishing it through your rails will be a pain in the butt if they're straight. So I'm going to try to do this in one take and just fish it through just like that. So it's went through. I'm going to pull the cord in tight, and I'm going to push this through like this. Now I'm not going to cinch it all the way down until I have the other one lined up. And again, I'm going to make sure I'm going the right way, which is through the flat side, not the side that sticks out further. I'm going to bend this again. Did it. We'll put it through the cord, and we'll start to cinch this down. Get it where we want. just like that. And then the next and final thing you need to do is just clip off your tag ends. Okay, that looks pretty clean. And again, very easy to operate. And again, I don't feel any weight in that. Okay, out of the box, just to recap, we have the 1000 lumen light, does have an optional laser you can use, does come with a rechargeable battery. You can use 2 CR123 batteries in place of the rechargeable. You have the pressure mounted rail mount with the rail mounts for a Picatinny rail, and you have the 2 end caps. One for the pressure mount, one for just to use it like a regular flashlight. You have the sticky mount if you have a part of your rail that you want to move it, mount it to, but no bueno. And then last but not least, the zip tie. All right, thank you for staying with me until the end. And as promised, now for some facts about clearing a house when something goes bump in the night. First and foremost, I am not going to explain how you should clear your home, but rather present you with a scenario and outcome you may not have thought about before. First, clear your home only as a last resort. One of the most dangerous situations we may ever experience is someone who has broken into your home and you set out to find them. Say the situation goes like this. You and your wife are sleeping in bed. You have your kids sleeping down the hall in separate bedrooms. You hear a smash and you are quite certain that someone has just broken into your home. Now, hopefully, you'll have your weapon close and ready to engage. Do you have it loaded? Do you have it already chambered? In most situations, you will be on the reactive side of a threat. We rarely get forewarning of when a threat is about to happen. So you grab your gun from your nightstand. Now what? Let's play out this scenario where you go searching for the intruder. First, you've just left your wife and kids alone upstairs. Did you check on your kids first and secure them all in the same room with the door locked and barricaded? Next, are you prepared to go searching for someone who might be lying in wait with a weapon? Are you ready to get shot by that person who now has the advantage of lying in wait while you come up on them? When you are searching a room and someone is lying in wait, do you think you'll see them before they see you? Do an experiment where you hide somewhere in your home. Now ask your kids to come search for you. You'll probably have a good idea of where they will be entering the room that you are hiding in. You can be laser focused on this point of entry. When your kids enter the room, they will need to visually scan the entire room, which may take seconds to do before locating you. By this time, you've already ambushed them because you have the advantage of seeing them first. Now, what I'm about to tell you is going to go against everything you may have envisioned and practice when it comes to clearing your home. First, your obligation is to your family to live to see another day. Second, your chances of getting killed when searching your home are much higher than if you barricade you and your family in the same room, back against the wall, with your weapon ready. Now you've turned the tables on your intruder, and you know what location they will be entering into your environment. You're on the phone with 911. Plain and simple, let the police search your home and clear it. I know this sounds contradicting to everything you've ever envisioned, but like I stated earlier, your obligation is to live another day with your family. I know there may be situations when you must clear your home and perhaps police are unavailable or you live rural. There are many courses you can take on tactical home and building clearing. The above tidbit is only aimed at presenting you with a scenario you may have never thought about before. So there's my video on a weapon-mounted light. I truly hope you gained some valuable information, and some of you are thinking through your plan if an intruder breaks into your home. Your main goal is to stay safe and put the ego aside on your family's behalf. I'm sure they'll be much more appreciative of you surviving the break-in rather than being a martyr. Refuse to be a victim.